Welcome to Mantis Monday, and today I'd like to talk about an old favourite in the Mantis community, this guy, the Budwing Mantis, or Parasphendale affinis. Hailing from the African continent, more precisely Tanzania, Ethiopia, Somalia and Kenya, the Budwing Mantis is subject to a wide range of temperatures and, inevitably, humidities. As is typical with most African regions, East Africa is no different, and it's not always baking hot. In winter it can drop down to around 15-16 degrees centigrade, and in summer it can bake in the mid-30s. I find that this guy can handle, or does best, at room temperature. I'm quite happy between 20 and 25 degrees centigrade. It can handle quite a significant drop in the night time. As for humidity, I've heard quite a lot of stories about the Budwing liking a drier environment, but I find this to be complete and utter bollocks. Keeping the Mantis nymph in a dry environment only leads to one thing: a bad moult and death. Nobody wants that. I spray all my Mantis daily, and because I use organza mesh in their lids, the water doesn't drip through quite the same, and it pools on the top, allowing the Mantis to go up and drink whenever it wants to, rather than when you force it to. I find this a very effective way of giving them a drink and keeping the humidity at a reasonable level. As I have your attention, why don't you subscribe and like and maybe leave a comment below of the next Mantis you think I should cover. Helping me like this means that I might be able to get through the other 2,396 Mantis that I haven't already covered. Budwings get their name from the size of the female's stubby little wings, as you can see right here. The males, on the other hand, have significantly larger wings. Unfortunately for the male itself, is significantly smaller, are around about just over half the size of the female. Now, I could have said sexual dimorphism, but why should I on earth confuse and bewilder anybody new to the hobby just to sound like a smartass? This particular genus or group of mantis is extremely aggressive, and I suggest you don't keep it with anything else unless you want it eating. And that includes brothers, sisters, potential mates, and possibly even your fingers. As for food, the Budwing appears to like moths and flies and other flying insects, but they will also readily take locusts and homebred crickets. They, on occasion, will eat waxworms and mealworms, but they should only be offered as part of a calorie-controlled diet, like your mum. Other offerings can be included, like house spiders, but if you do put house spiders near, ensure that they actually consume it, and the house spider doesn't have a chance to make a web and cause your mantis any problems. Like all inverts, Budwings like honey. They will also eat ant candy, which I've put in a link below. But this is another one that should not be offered on a constant basis, and it's just basically a treat, or when you're showing off to your friends. This particular group of mantis make for excellent pets, and they also make for an excellent beginner mantis. But sadly, like most inverts, they only have a short period of time to be with you, around about one season or 8 to 10 months. But after the first week of getting your Budwing mantis, you will no doubt be on the website looking for your next one, which really eases the loss when they eventually go, but you're too busy looking after the other 8 or 9 you've already bought. Remember, kids, keeping mantis is addictive. That is just a few things that I can remember off the top of my head of what I need to know about the Budwing mantis. So I'm going to leave you with several minutes of this girl stuffing her face. Thanks for watching.